The shriek of sirens ripped through the stillness of my cul-de-sac at 2:47 a.m., red and blue lights bouncing off my living room walls like some low-budget crime show I didn't sign up for. I stumbled to the door, still in my faded Patriots t-shirt and boxers, rubbing sleep from my eyes, only to see her Karen standing on my lawn, arms crossed, smirking like she'd just won the Nobel Prize for neighborhood nuisance. Two cops stood between us, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else, and I couldn't blame them. Me? I was just trying to figure out how my life had spiraled into this suburban nightmare over a pickup truck and a garden hose. Oh, and if you're wondering how it all started, stick around, because this is the story of how I turned the tables on the queen of petty tyrants, and trust me, you'll want to hear how it ends. Put a like if you want to always win arguments and conflicts. It all kicked off 3 months ago when I moved into this quiet little slice of Maple Grove, a neighborhood just outside Raleigh with tidy lawns and an HOA rulebook thicker than a phone directory. I'm Jake Miller, by the way, 32, single, and the proud owner of a 17 Ford F-150 that apparently became Karen's personal vendetta the second I parked it in my own driveway. Karen Davis lives next door, a 50-something divorcee with a perm tighter than her grip on the HOA board. She's the kind of person who'd measure your grass with a ruler and send you a violation notice if it's half an inch too long. Day one, she marched over, all fake smiles and passive-aggressive vibes, to welcome me. "Oh, Jake, that truck's a bit bulky, don't you think?" It's practically screaming eyesore from my kitchen window. I laughed it off, big mistake. That was the moment she decided I was her new project. Fast forward to a muggy July afternoon, and I'm out back tinkering with my sprinkler system because, surprise, it's been drier than a stand-up comics delivery lately. That's when I noticed something odd. My water pressure's tanking, but my meter's spinning like it's auditioning for The Price is Right. I follow the pipes, and lo and behold, there's a sneaky little hose snaking from my private well. Yep, my well, straight into Karen's backyard. She's got this jungle of roses and hydrangeas that'd make a botanist jealous, all watered on my dime. I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure tapping someone's well without permission isn't just rude, it's illegal. My blood's boiling, but I don't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I start plotting. You ever get that itch where you know someone's crossed a line, and you just have to make it right? That was me, standing there, picturing her smug face when I'd flipped this whole game upside down. So here's where it gets fun. I call up my buddy Tyler, who's a plumber and a bit of a prankster genius. "Dude, she's stealing my water. I need payback, legal payback." Tyler grins over the phone. I can hear it, and says, "Oh, we can work with this." Turns out, there's a way to reroute gray water, you know, the stuff from your sinks and showers, into an irrigation line without breaking a single county code, as long as it's on your property first. Take some elbow grease, a few permits I already had from the house setup, and a whole lot of patience, but a week later, it's done. Next time Karen flips on her sprinklers, her precious roses get a nice bath in soapy dishwater and whatever I rinsed off my dinner plates. Did she notice? Not at first. But oh, the smell hit her eventually. Think wet dog mixed with regret. She stormed over, screeching, "Jake, what did you do to my garden?" I just shrugged, all innocent. "Karen, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe check your plumbing." The look on her face, priceless. I should have known, though, that was only round one. Meanwhile, across town at the HOA office, Karen's already spinning her sob story to the board. I get an email that night, subject line, "Reminder, community standards." It's a vague warning about neighborhood disturbances, but I know it's her handwriting all over it. She's got the HOA president, Linda Carter, wrapped around her finger. Linda's the type who'd fine you for breathing too loud if Karen asked her to. Back at my place, I'm snapping pics of that hose still hooked to my well, time-stamped and ready, because I'm not about to let this slide. Karen thinks she's untouchable, but she's got no idea I'm building a case that'll make her wish she'd stuck to complaining about mailbox colors. That brings us back to tonight, the siren-soaked standoff. Karen's out there, playing the victim for the cops, claiming my truck's obstructing her guests because it's parked, legally, mind you, 3 feet from her driveway line. "Officer, I've got people coming for book club, and they can't park." She whines, like the empty street 20 feet away isn't an option. I'm standing in my doorway, half asleep, trying not to laugh at the absurdity. The cop, a guy named Officer Daniels who looks like he's counting down to retirement, turns to me. "Sir, can you just move it? Keep the peace." I blink, deadpan. "Move it where, exactly? Into my living room?" He sighs, and I can tell he's regretting this call already. Karen's glowing, though, thinking she's won. But here's the thing, she's just lit the match. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. I stood in the HOA meeting room, photos of Karen's crimes in my hands, watching her smug face twist into a mask of pure panic as the board read her the riot act. Checkmate. Karen, you're done. That moment's still a week away, but trust me, every second of this insane roller coaster with her is building to that sweet, sweet payoff. Back at the siren-lit showdown in my front yard, I'm still in my boxers, staring down Karen and two cops who clearly wish they'd called in sick. It's 2:50 a.m., and she's mid-rant, her voice hitting that pitch that could shatter a wine glass, or my sanity. Officer Daniels, this man's truck is a menace. My book club can't even function with it there. She wails, gesturing at my F-150 like it's a junkyard reject instead of a perfectly parked beauty. I'm biting my tongue so hard I taste copper, because if I let loose, I'll say something that'll land me in cuffs instead of her. The street's wide open, 50 feet of pristine asphalt her precious guest could use, but no, Karen's got to have my driveway. It's not about parking. It's about power. And I'm done handing it to her. Officer Daniels rubs his temples, his partner, a younger guy, Officer Rivera, shifting awkwardly like he's rethinking his career. Sir, just move it a foot, and we're gone, Daniels pleads, voice dripping with exhaustion. I cross my arms, feeling the night air bite my bare legs. Nah, I'm good. It's my property, my rules. She's got a whole street to play with. Karen's eyes bulge, and she stomps closer, jabbing a manicured finger at me. You're a disgrace, Jake Miller. I've lived here 18 years, 18, and no one's ever disrespected me like this. I smirk, leaning against the doorframe. First time for everything, huh? The cops exchange a look, half amusement, half dread, and I know I've just poked the bear. Big time. She spins to Daniels, her voice climbing to banshee levels. I'm calling 911 again. This is harassment. Rivera mutters, ma'am, we're already here, but she's too far gone, dialing like it's her lifeline. I'm laughing now, can't help it, because this is peak Karen, turning a parking spat into a national emergency. My phone buzzes in my pocket. It's a text from Tyler. Heard the sirens. She lose it yet? I type back. Oh, you have no idea, and shove it away before she notices. Across the street, a light flicks on Mrs. Emily Harper, 70 and nosy as hell, peeking through her blinds. Great. Now we've got an audience. The next morning, I'm chugging coffee strong enough to wake a coma patient, replaying the night in my head. Karen's guests never showed, shocker, probably because no sane person's driving to Maple Grove at 3 a.m. for book club. But the damage is done. My inbox pings with a fresh HOA email, this one sharper than the last. Mr. Miller, multiple complaints have been filed regarding your vehicle's placement. Please adjust by 5 p.m. today to avoid further action. Multiple? It's Karen, singular, and we all know it. I slam the mug down, splashing dark roast on my counter, and mutter, you want to play, Karen? Let's play. My blood's pumping now, not just from caffeine, but from that fire you feel when someone's begging for a reckoning. I grab my phone and start snapping pics. My truck, parked dead center in my driveway, not an inch over the line, the street, empty as a ghost town, and that damn hose still leaching off my well. Evidence, baby, my ticket to shutting her down. I'm not just mad anymore, I'm motivated. You ever feel that switch flip, where you go from this sucks to, I'm ending this? That's me, pacing my kitchen, plotting like a suburban Sherlock. Meanwhile, Karen's probably at her breakfast nook, sipping chamomile, thinking she's got me cornered. She's got no clue I'm about to turn her little empire into a house of cards. Later that day, I'm out front washing my truck, partly to spite her, partly because it's 85 degrees and I need the distraction. She storms out, flip-flops slapping the pavement, her face redder than her roses. Jake, this is ridiculous. Move that thing. I've got a delivery coming. I spray the hood, water glistening in the sun, and shoot back. Delivery can park where your book club didn't. Streets wide open, Karen. She huffs, hands on hips. You're impossible. The HOA will hear about this. I grin, wiping sweat off my brow. Oh, I'm counting on it. She freezes, thrown off by my calm, and for a split second, I see it, doubt. She's not used to pushback. It's like watching a dictator realize the peasants have pitchforks. That night, I'm on the couch, scrolling X for HOA horror stories. Turns out Karen's a universal archetype. When my phone lights up. Another text from Tyler. Heard she's rallying the board. You good? I reply. better than good. She's digging her own grave. Across town, Karen's probably huddled with Linda Carter, spinning tales of my disruptive behavior. But here's the kicker. I've got proof, patience, and a plan. She thinks she's the queen of Maple Grove, but I'm about to crown her the fool. And when I do, it's gonna feel so damn good. Picture this. Karen screaming at me through a megaphone from her porch while her guest's SUV blocks my driveway, and I'm grinning because I've got the photo that'll bury her. That's today, folks. But let's rewind 48 hours to see how this circus hit peak insanity. It's Wednesday morning, and I'm still riding the high from telling Karen off about her fake delivery. My truck's gleaming in the driveway, a silent middle finger to her whining, and I'm sipping coffee on my porch when my phone pings. Another HOA email, subject, urgent, violation notice. My heart skips, not from fear, but from that giddy rush you get when you know the game's on. Mr. Miller, your vehicle's placement has disrupted neighborhood harmony. Relocate by noon or face a $75 fine. $75? For parking on my own damn property? I laugh so hard I nearly choke, because this is Karen's fingerprints all over it. Linda Carter's just the puppet typing it up. I'm not mad anymore. I'm electrified. This is war, and I'm loading my arsenal. I grab my phone and start filming, a slow pan of my truck, perfectly aligned, then the empty street mocking her complaints. I zoom in on that host still sucking my well dry, her roses are thriving, and I'm the sucker footing the bill. Exhibit A, I mutter, uploading it to a private folder. My chest tight with that mix of rage and thrill, you know, when you're so done you're practically vibrating. Across town, Karen's probably at the HOA office, sipping tea with Linda, plotting her next move. She thinks she's got me on the ropes, but I'm about to pull the rug out so fast she'll hit the ceiling. By noon, I'm at Home Depot with Tyler, who's practically bouncing with glee. Dude, she's unhinged. What's next? Calling the National Guard over your tire treads. He cackles, tossing a pressure gauge into the cart. We're upgrading my plan. I'm installing a lock on my wells valve, but not before one last hurrah. Tyler's rigged a bypass so the next time Karen waters her garden, it'll pull from a tank of recycled sink water, legal, odorless, and oh so satisfying. She'll never know, he says, smirking. Not till it's too late. I'm grinning like a kid on Christmas, because this isn't just petty, it's poetic. Back home, I'm wrenching the lock into place when I hear her car peel out, probably off to tattle again. Good. Let her dig deeper. That night, I'm on the couch, scrolling X for HOA revenge tips when Emily Harper knocks. She's clutching a shawl, eyes wide. Jake, Karen's telling everyone you poisoned her flowers. I snort. With what? Soap suds. She's stealing my water, Emily. Her jaw drops, and I show her the hose pics. Oh, honey, she's always been a terror. Last year, she fined me for my cat's excessive meowing. I'm howling now, Karen's a caricature, and I'm the idiot who moved into her kingdom. Emily pats my arm. Give her hell, dear. Oh, I will. My phone buzzes, Tyler. Tank's ready. Flip it tomorrow. I'm buzzing. Sleep be damned. Thursday dawns hot and sticky, and I'm outside at 7 a.m., flipping the valve. Karen's sprinklers kick on an hour later, and I watch from my window as her roses get their soapy spa day. She's clueless, pruning away, while I snap pics of the tank setup, timestamped, legal, mine. My pulse is racing. This is better than coffee. Meanwhile, Linda's probably typing up my fine at the HOA office, oblivious to the storm brewing. By afternoon, Karen's on her porch, sniffing the air, frowning. Oh, she's catching on. I'm practically dancing in my kitchen when my phone rings. It's the HOA, Mr. Miller. We've scheduled a mediation for Monday. Be there. Mediation? Bring it. Then it happens. Evening rolls in, and Karen's guests arrive, an SUV the size of a tank parked smack across my driveway. I'm out there in seconds, camera rolling, heart pounding. She's on her porch, megaphone in hand. Where'd she even get that? Screeching, move your truck, Jake? Or I'm calling the cops again. I yell back, call, I've got you on video now. Her face twists, fury, fear, the works, and I'm alive with it. Every nerve screaming victory. The guests gawk, the street's a circus, and I'm the ringmaster. She's losing it, and I'm just getting started. I wake up to a lawn that smells like victory. Karen's roses are drooping, kissed by my sink water surprise, and I'm sipping coffee with a grin that could light up Raleigh. My phone's buzzing. Text from Tyler. She's toast, man, and a new HOA email, $75 fine issued. Pay by Monday. My blood's pumping, not from panic, but that wild, electric thrill when you know you're winning. Karen thinks she's got me with her petty fines, but I've got a folder of photos thicker than her ego and a tow truck on speed dial. You ever feel that rush when the bully's about to eat dirt? That's me, plodding over my second cup, ready to turn her game into a bonfire. Outside, Karen's pacing her yard, phone glued to her ear, probably whining to Linda about her ruined garden. I'm at my window, snapping pics of her wilted blooms, cackling like a madman. How's that HOA crown feeling now, huh? I mutter. She spots me, and her glare could melt steel, but I just wave, nice and slow, like I'm auditioning for Neighbor of the Year. She stomps inside, and I know she's cooking something nasty. Good. Bring it, Karen. Meanwhile, across town, Linda's likely rubber-stamping more complaints, clueless that I'm about to flip their little club upside down. By noon, I'm on the phone with the towing company, Mike's Holloway, best in the county. Got an SUV blocking my driveway tonight, Mike. Can you swing by? He chuckles. Another Karen special? I'm in. I'm buzzing, every nerve on fire, because this isn't just about parking. It's about showing her she's not the queen she thinks she is. Back home, I'm rigging a security cam, $1.49 at Walmart, worth every penny, to catch her guest in the act. My heart's racing. This is chess, and I'm 3 moves from checkmate. Karen's oblivious, pruning her sad roses, while I'm building a case that'll make her wish she'd stayed in her lane. Friday night hits, and the SUV rolls in same tank-sized monstrosity, parked across my driveway like it owns the place. I'm out there in seconds, cam rolling, pulse hammering. Karen's on her porch, megaphone blaring. Jake, move that truck, or I'll have you fined again. I shout back. Find me all you want. Your buddies are getting towed. Her jaw drops, and I dial Mike, grinning like a lunatic. Now, man, now. The tow truck rumbles up 10 minutes later, lights flashing, and the driver, big guy, tattoos, zero patience, hooks up the SUV while Karen's guests sprint out, yelling, "What the hell?" I'm doubled over, tears streaming, because this is pure gold. Karen charges me, waving a crumpled HOA notice, my $75 fine, hot off the press. You think you're clever, Jake? Pay this, or I'll escalate it. Her voice is shrill, cracking, and I'm wiping my eyes, barely holding it together. Escalate what, Karen? Your car's gone, and I've got it all on tape. The guests are fuming, the tow truck's peeling out, and Emily Harper's back at her window, clapping like it's a Broadway finale. Karen's red-faced, stammering. This isn't over. I lean in, voice low. Oh, it's just starting. My chest's tight with glee, she's unraveling, and I'm the thread puller. Later, I'm on the couch, uploading the footage, crystal clear proof of her guest violation. My phone pings. Tyler again. Toad, M? You're a legend. I type back. Wait for Monday. HOA's gonna choke on this. Across town, Karen's probably crying to Linda, spinning some sob story about hostile neighbors. But here's the kicker. I've got the rules on my side. HOA bylaws say no blocking driveways, period. She's sunk, and I'm soaring. Monday's mediation is coming, and I'm ready to drop the hammer so hard she'll hear it in her nightmares. I'm holding a stack of photos that'll make Karen's HOA throne crumble, and she's about to cry fake tears in front of the board while I drop the mic. Monday's gonna be a bloodbath. But first, let's roll through the weekend, because this showdown's been simmering like a pressure cooker ready to pop. Saturday morning, I'm up at dawn, adrenaline pumping like I've mainlined espresso. My living room's a war room, photos, videos, HOA bylaws spread across the coffee table like a general's battle plan. I'm grinning, replaying the tow truck chaos in my head, Karen's megaphone meltdown still echoing, her guest's SUV vanishing into the night. My phone's blowing up. Tyler's, "You're a savage, bro," and Emily Harper's, "Bless you, Jake," she's fuming. I'm buzzing, every nerve alive, because this isn't just revenge, it's justice, and I'm serving it hot. You ever feel that fire when you're about to crush a bully? That's me, pacing, ready to bring the house down. Outside, Karen's yard is a ghost town, her roses sagging, her porch empty. She's hiding, licking her wounds, but I know she's plotting. I snap a pic of my truck, still parked defiantly, and check the cam footage. Yep, her guests haven't dared come back. My chest swells, I've got her rattled. Meanwhile, across town, Linda Carter's probably hunched over her desk, typing up more fines, $75 yesterday, $150 today, who knows what tomorrow. She's Karen's lapdog, but I've got the leash now. I print the bylaws, section 4. 2. No resident shall obstruct another's driveway, and highlighted in neon yellow. Checkmate's coming, and it's gonna feel so sweet. By afternoon, I'm at Tyler's place, beers in hand, hashing out the final play. Dude, you've got her dead to rights, he says, scrolling my footage. She's gonna flip when the board sees this. I'm nodding, pulse racing. She thinks I'll fold, pay the fines, move the truck. Nah, I'm ending her reign. Tyler laughs, slapping the table. Maple Grove's new king, baby. I'm half laughing, half plotting, every word fueling me. Back home, I'm tweaking my speech for Monday, practicing in the mirror. Ladies and gentlemen, meet your real neighborhood nuisance. My voice shakes not nerves, but raw, uncontainable excitement. Sunday night, I'm on the couch, triple-checking my folder, photos of the hose, the SUV, the tank setup, all time-stamped, all legal. My heart's hammering. This is it, the eve of reckoning. Then I hear it, tires crunching gravel. I peek out, Karen's car, back from wherever she's been scheming. She steps out, glances my way, and I swear I see panic in her eyes. Good. She knows something's up. Across town, Linda's probably prepping the mediation room, oblivious to the storm I'm bringing. I text Tyler. She's home. Game face on. He fires back, crusher, man. I'm wired. Sleep a distant memory. This is personal now. Monday morning hits like a thunderclap. I'm in a button-up and jeans, folder under my arm, striding into the HOA office like I own it. The room's sterile, long table, stiff chairs, whiteboard, and the board's there. Linda, some guy named Greg, and a bored-looking woman, Susan. Karen's at the end, prim and smug, arms crossed like she's untouchable. My stomach flips, not fear, but that wild rush before you land a knockout punch. Linda starts, voice flat. We're here to resolve disputes between Mr. Miller and Ms. Davis. Karen jumps in, all fake sincerity. I just want peace, but Jake's made that impossible. Her eyes glisten, crocodile tears on cue. I'm smirking, because she's got no idea what's coming. I stand, calm but electric, and slap my folder down. Peace? Let's talk facts. I slide the first photo, her hose on my well, across the table. She's been stealing my water for months. Karen gasps, theatrical as hell. That's a lie. Linda blinks. Greg leans in. Susan perks up. I'm rolling now, every word a dagger. And this, her guest blocking my driveway, caught on video. I play the clip, megaphone Karen, tow truck glory, and the room's silent, jaws dropping. My blood's singing. This is better than I dreamed. Karen's red, stammering. He's twisting everything. But I'm not done. Monday's mine, and she's about to learn that the hard way. Karen's crumbling before the HOA board, her lies shredded by my photos, and I'm grinning as they slap her with a fine while I walk away the undisputed champ of Maple Grove. That's the end game, folks, and it's so satisfying you'll feel it in your bones. Let's wrap this wild ride up. I'm in the HOA room, mid-presentation, adrenaline surging like I've chugged a gallon of Red Bull. The board's glued to my evidence. Post pics, SUV footage, bylaws glowing in neon, and Karen's a mess, her smug mask cracking. This is harassment. She screeches, voice hitting that pitch that could wake a coma patient. I slide the next photo, her roses, drooping from my sink water masterpiece, and deadpan. Harassment? Nah, just watering your garden, Karen. Greg snorts, Susan hides a smirk, and Linda's gripping her pen like it's a lifeline. My chest's pounding. This isn't just a win, it's a massacre, and I'm loving every second. Karen leaps up, pointing at me like a soap opera villain. He's lying. He's a menace. Her fake tears are back, but they're flopping. Nobody's buying it. I play the tow truck clip, megaphone blaring, and say, here's your menace, caught in 4K. The room erupts, Greg's laughing, Susan's shaking her head, and Linda's face goes white. I'm on fire, every word a sledgehammer. She stole my water, blocked my driveway, and cried to you for fines. Who's the real problem here? Karen stammering. I've lived here 18 years. I cut in, and I've got 18 reasons you're done. The board's hooked, and I'm the fisherman reeling her in. Linda clears her throat, voice shaky. Ms. Davis, the evidence suggests multiple violations, water misuse, parking infractions. We're issuing a $200 fine and a formal warning. Karen's jaw drops, her eyes bugging out like a cartoon. 200? This is outrageous. I'm biting my lip to keep from cheering $200's pocket change compared to her ego's implosion. Greg adds, Mr. Miller's within his rights. Case closed. I lean back, arms crossed, savoring the sweetest silence as Karen's world collapses. You ever taste victory so pure it's like candy? That's me, right now, watching her squirm. She bolts up, chair scraping, and storms out, muttering, You'll regret this, Jake. I call after her, Enjoy the roses, Karen. The board's packing up, Linda avoiding my gaze, and I'm floating, every nerve singing triumph. Outside, Tyler's waiting in his truck. How'd it go? He yells. I hop in, grinning. She's toast. Fined, humiliated, done. He whoops, high-fiving me, and we peel out, laughing like kids who just pranked the principal. Back home, Karen's porch lights off, she's licking her wounds, and I'm basking in the glow of a war-well one. Next morning, I'm sipping coffee, scrolling X, when Emily Harper knocks. Jake, you're a hero. Karen's telling everyone she's moving. I choke on my drink, laughing. Moving? After one loss? Emily grins. She can't handle losing her crown. My phone pings HOA email, fines rescinded, Mr. Miller. Apologies for the inconvenience. I'm howling now. This is better than I dreamed. Across town, Linda's probably shredding Karen's complaints, realizing she backed the wrong horse. My truck sits proud in the driveway, unchallenged, and I'm king of this cul-de-sac. Later, I sit on the porch, soaking up the silence. No sirens, no megaphones, just peace. Karen's house is dark, her reign is over, and I am the one who overthrew it. Write in the comments, have you ever felt that rush of power when you defeat the invincible? Write your story.